Jacqueline.
Okay, now we discuss the biggest controversies. For example, talaga bang violation ng humanitarian basic rules itong dami ng napapatay dito sa kampanya laban sa droga? Are they really police-sponsored killings? Is it EJK? Extrajudicial killing? Well, I've studied the issues too, but we would like to listen from all sides, no, dito sa bagay na to. Let's begin with Vince. Anong concerns mo dito sa lumalabas ngayon na mga controversies about the campaign of President Duterte against the drugs scourge?
First of all, I would like to comment dun sa daily average of homicide and murder. Nung 2013, ang daily average natin ay 44. Homicide, murder. Nung 2013 ito. Nung pagpasok ng 2014, naging 36. Pagpasok ng 2015, naging 34.
Yeah. While you're discussing that, I'll flash a table also of the crime statistics from 2015 to 2016 while you discuss this. Please go on.
And then, pagpasok ng 2016, from January to June, naging 30 ang daily average. Pagpasok ng ni Digong, bumaba 20 ang daily average ng homicide and murder. Ngayon, bakit naman tayo nagre-react ng sobrang tindi like this? Where in fact, mas matindi nga yung pinanggalingan natin. Before, ang everyday na nakikita natin sa balita is yung nanay ginahasa ng sariling anak. Si Angel Alquiza, if you remember yung case ni Angel Alquiza, bata, 9-year-old, I think, sa Tondo, ni-rape ng 3 drug addict, hinampas yung muka, dinukot yung mata, hinampas na muka ng ng kahoy hanggang sa mamatay, tinapon na parang hayop sa dumpster. Si Kay Davantes na ginahasa ng isang grupo ng kalalakihan, tapos telephone call tali, tinapon lang somewhere in Cavite. Every day yan nakikita nating news. Ngayon, the tables have turned because of the political will of the administration to really eradicate this problem with illegal drugs. So, ang akin naman, comment will our hearts weaken now?
Yeah.
Will we go back to those days?
Well, the data there, July 2015 to July 2016, comes from Barnaby Law, the reporter of I don't know which major network, no. Sa Facebook ko kinuha yan. It also shows, but I did not want really to focus on the particulars. Yun lang pinapakita ni Barnaby Law doon sa Facebook na sinirculate niya na malaking binaba ng crime rate din daw. Now, of course, people will ask, are the police data reliable? Let's get reactions from Lito.
Wala naman po kaming problema doon sa kampanya laban sa droga. Ang sinasabi lang namin, tigilan lang yung patayan. As of Tuesday, 756 deaths can be attributed to nanlaban. Yun yung pinatay ng mga pulis. That's within the police operations. 1,021, I think, deaths under investigation. Hindi pa malaman kung sino ang pumatay, kung paano pinatay, etc. Ang in-identify lang nila na directly na sinasabi nilang vigilante killings ay 212. Ang sinasabi namin dito, malaki ang magagawa ng presidente at malaki din magagawa ng chief ng PNP na sabihin din sa operatiba ng ating kapulisan na as much as possible, wag niyong papatayin. Kasi meron ka namang pamamaraan kung paano ma-disable yan kung sila'y nanlalaban. Pero masyado nang nasunog yung reasoning na nanlaban kaya binarel. And quite recently, ang dami ng mga cases na talagang nakikita. Ito lang pinakahuli, yung 20 years old na pedicab driver na pinatay nila na sumusuko.
Pero yung ba drugs-related yun?
Opo.
Okay.
Oo.
Well,
yung 20 na sinasabi na average nitong panahon na ito, that is only insofar as the drug-related...
yung tricycle driver na case na yun proves a point that if you have a body camera, then the issues will be clearer. Kasi maraming allegations of unjust police killings of suspects na napakahirap i-prove. It's the word of the police versus the other witnesses and so on. Pero kung tulad nun sa tricycle driver, may camera CCTV camera ang nakakuha, di ba?
Hindi po, itong isa, telephone camera lang yan at hindi nakita kung paano talaga binaril. Pero naririnig mo na yung bata, sinasabi niya, dito na po, lalabas na siya.
May ebidensya. Ano? And we have the technological means to add the measures, no, to prevent police from abusing their powers, no. And so anyway, we're talking about solutions.
I just want to point out also, Kamentong, na we in the pro-life sector also nagsisilakbo din yung aming damdamin every time merong mga namamatay na biktima ng mga sinasabing addict.
Pero at the same time, well, let's look at the police statistics ng napapatay sa kanila, and there are several stories that have come out of award-winning policemen who have been engaged and gotten killed. Mga bata din sila, mga 22, 25 years old. Ano? You have your data there?
Yes, well, first of all, I would like to comment. Siguro po pwede natin i-consider na pasong-paso na yung sinasabing pinatay dahil ng laban kung walang namamatay sa panig ng pulis.
Let me recall, 20, 30 years ago, Don Pepe Oison, di ba? Hinuli ni General Lim. Nasa loob na ng police van. Inagaw ng baril nila. Baril. This is an old practice of the police, no? Marami yan. Maraming kaso yan in the past. So this is not new.
Pero yung drugs related ba yun?
Yes, Don Pepe Oison is a drug dealer also.
Was he a user na pwede natin consider na may
He's
element
a
ng
pusher.
may element ng pagiging
drug lord.
Ang point ko lang dito is,
Drug lord.
there are many drug lords who are not using drugs.
Yeah.
Dito, karamihan kasi ng mga pinapatay dahil ng laban, yung mga talagang meron ng signs of pagiging praning. Na talagang kapag, katulad nga nito, nung isang araw lang, sarili niyang tito, pinugutan siya ng ulo. Aminado siya, drug user siya. Nung tinatanong siya ng police, bakit mo naman ginawa yon? Sabi niya, hindi ako yung gumawa niyan. Pero alam niya kung nasan yung ulo. Tinuro niya nga kung nasan yung ulo.
Actually, magdadigress ako ng... sige.
Ito yung nangyari dun, Kamentong. Ang sinabi niya, ang pumatay sa kanya, isang taong tumatago sa bato, sa lupa. Ano yun? Sagot ba yun ng...
Actually, I'll digress a little because I have been talking and proposing decriminalization. But the counter-argument to decriminalization of shabu in particular, sa kanya, yung ibang mga kadiscuss ko, pwede yung marijuana, even opium pwede. Pero ang shabu talaga, mind-distorting. Yes. But at the same time, if you decriminalize it, lalabas sa open yan. And you can deal with them. If you don't, if you keep it hidden, then mababaliw na nga lang sila gamit ng gamit. Di ba? Hindi mo na sila makokontrol. But let's go back to your statistics. And maybe we can...
Ito yung latest statistic. As of August 18, sa side ng police, ang killed ay 6, ang wounded ay 18. Tapos, because of the drugs war. Sa AFP naman, killed 3, wounded 8. So, ibig sabihin, talagang may mga nanlalaban talaga. At isa pang punto dito is... this is also a possibility in the side of our policemen na they are doing everything in their power to fight for us. Ngayon, hindi naman namin sinasabi na lahat ng nasa hanay ng pulis malinis. In fact, meron nga ring data about that. Total PNP personnel involved in drugs identified. Nasa 70. So, ibig sabihin, iniisa-isa rin natin sila. So, halimbawa, yung kaso sabi nyo kanina, Kamentong, yung sa sidecar, hindi, imbestigahan natin. Dapat makipagtulungan yung tao. Ngayon, kung magkikriticize yung tao sa ginagawang aksyon ng gobyerno para sugpuin ang problema ng droga, I suggest you should also provide alternatives. Hindi lang puro criticism.
Here's a very interesting and controversial event. No, the BBC made a report, and it's. Do we have that image? If you can look for it and project it para ma-visualize ng tao. Na nagre-report daw na may tuklasan silang killer na babae, assassin na hinahire ng mga police. Si Lito ang hindi ito yan. Ito yung 22-year-old na nag-turn in ng sarili, tumigil na sa drugs, pero pinatay yung nurse sa St. Luke's para naman pera para sa alak naman. Kaya ang tanong ko kanina, nung pinag-usapan namin ni Lito David yan, hindi ba mas mabuting napatay na yan at baka hindi napatay nitong batang ito, yung nurse.
Yung positive contributor sa society.
I just pointed that out as an irony of reality. Ang mga ironies sa reality. But anyway, they look for the BBC report, no? Meron yan. Anyway, wala daw. But if you can look for it, ano?
nandun ka na.
Anyway, Lito, go ahead.
Ang nangyayari kasi ngayon, kung malinis man yung intensyon ni Ginoong Duterte sa bagay na yan, nagiging pangmurami. No? Dahil patuloy yung patayan. Yun na nga, yung sinasabi niyo na sa BBC, no? Na report na may isang umamin na isang assassin na 5 na yung kanyang pinapatay at ang nagbabayad sa kanya ay pulis para papatayin niya yung yung mga sinasabing peddlers.
5 yan, 5 napatay niya.
Oo, 5 na yung napatay niya. 20,000 per head, no? Ang presyo, no? Kaya itong mga ganitong bagay, lumalabas na state sanction yung mga marami doon sa
Well, not
pinapatay.
necessarily.
No?
It doesn't mean na kung may police na nagbayad in his private capacity kasi drug pusher din siya.
Well, it was not
Kasi-
identified na
Oo
na involved sa drugs yung police. Ang basta sinabi niya, police ang nagbabayad. It's very easy to assume already na state sanctions yan. No? State sanction yan. Ang nangyayari ngayon dun sa binigay na datos ni Vince, no? Kung talagang giyera yan, palagay nyo ba 6 na pulis lang ang mamamatay? Kung giyera talaga. Ang nangyayari ngayon, hindi to giyera.
You have to total it.
Oo.
6 plus ilan sa military? 3. 9.
Oh, 9.
So, ang ratio
palagay
is...
nyo ba kung
ang ratio is kung 700 plus, 1 to, let's say, 90.
8.
1 to
6,
90. Okay.
Oo. Kung talagang giyera yan, hindi lang 6 o 9 yung mapapatay dyan. Ang nangyayari dito
Okay,
sa kampanya na to, giyera against the poorer segments of our society.
Yan ang...
Yun ang lumalabas eh. And I don't want to say na ganon ang nais ni Ginoong Duterte, pero yun ang lumalabas.
Okay.
Therefore, dapat gawan niya ng paraan ito.
Okay, before we go to Joe for a cooling down effect, let's go to Vince first.
Okay, total natin, no? Yung sa PNP, AFP yung namatay sa kanila, 6, 7, 8, 9, nasa 9 in total. Tapos lahat ng...
Wounded.
Hindi, yung wounded, hindi ko sinama. Sinama ko lang yung kill. So sabihin natin, abot ng almost 30.
Ang mga wounded.
Lahat-lahat silang naapektuhan
Pati wounded.
because of the war on drugs. Tapos yung pinatay dahil ng laban 756. Ngayon, ang tanong, bakit mas maraming casualties dun sa normal citizens? Kasi mas trained yung mga pulis eh. So ayun, it's a basic explanation.
Yeah, but you had the reaction to that BBC
I do,
when we
yes,
showed you the
definitely.
report. Hindi ata natin nakopya yon, so I'm sorry, maybe next time.
I read the article as well.
Yeah, you read it.
Okay.
We showed you.
Pinaliwanag nung sinasabing assassin na nagsimula daw yung kanilang koneksyon dun sa mga pulis. Nung ang isang police before that they were able to talk to asked for her husband's help to kill a debtor.
May
Ibig
utang.
sabihin, na may utang dun sa police.
Okay.
Utang na nanggaling sa isang drug dealing. So, dun pa lang sa mismong kwento nung babae, ang pinanggalingan ng kanilang connection with that police boss, nasa masamang side. Again,
Masamang police, you mean?
masamang police.
Masamang
Pero
police.
that BBC article is associating this again as usual kay President Duterte, insinuating a negative perception sa ginagawa ng administration. I find it really,
And
really
we can
unfair.
see naman the generalization of the New York
Yes,
reports, Time reports, and so on. Kaya nga, nagsimula tayo doon sa foreign concerns and interests with the Duterte government. No?
Lumalabas kasi porket sinabing police, Duterte. Pero si Duterte naman mismo sinasabi, the President himself admits, dapat din nating linisin yung hanay ng
Duterte's
kapulisan.
exposed 5 police
Yes,
names.
exactly.
Diba?
So, ang dapat nating gawin, work with the government. But do not stop this war on drugs. Let's not go back to those old
Okay,
days.
cooling effect from Joe. Cooling effect.
Well, drug war like any national initiative, ang tingin ko ang kulang rito is gaano kagaling ang mga tao ng presidente in telling the good things that they do, while the political detractors are very good in telling
Pero
the bad
ang
things they do.
Joe, ang problema kung inquirer halimbawa na dilawan ang loyalties, back to Cory Aquino pa, and America ng sympathies niyan, maasahan ba yan? Kung yung meron kang Rappler, for example, na ang pinaka-boss doon CNN talking head before, si Maria Ressa, at nagpapakita sa interpretasyon ng marami ng bias already, maraming problema. kahit na kompetente, and I'm not saying competent yung mga top media people ng Duterte government. I'm not saying that. But kahit kompetente, kung may problema ang mainstream media natin sa kung sino may control, may continuing
given na
issue
ngayon
dyan.
sa
no?
constraint, pero kailangan pag-isipan yung maigi para naman paayos itong advokasya ng Presidente Duterte. Tingnan mo lang, halimbawa, yung sinasabi na legitimate operation, 700 ang namatay. Pinapakita ba nila sa 700 na yan is, namatay ba dahil sa ng laban, gaya ng sinabi ni Lito David kanina, o yun ay meron din pinatay dahil sa ang pumatay yung mga kasama sa mga enforcer na involved sa drug na hindi
Yun na
alam.
nga. Oh.
So like the case of Bertis in Pasay, hindi naman nila alam na malay natin yung mga kasama doon sa operations are protecting their interests. So in the process,
of
they're
course. Meron
eliminating.
din yan. oo.
Although kung alala mong sinabi ni President Duterte na at the start of their Psy war, kailangan mag-create sila ng intrigue to destroy the distribution system sa baba and to let the other stakeholders do the job for them.
I'll give another example of irony in reality na yung mga police, bad elements ng police, binubura yung kanilang mga links. So yung kanilang mga pushers, couriers and so on, ini-eliminate nila. But I take that to be an improvement too. Because you're scuttling and
precisely.
cutting the tentacles. They may lie low and revive a year later or two. I'm not saying that they won't revive it. Pero in the meantime, yun ang sabi ni Duterte. He has to cut off the, I don't remember the exact words, but yung operations. And sabi niya, if you want a mastermind, you have to go to China or the other countries, and he cannot do that yet. Di ba? Okay, we have our last 60 seconds. So 30 seconds final statements from the critic and from the Duterte supporter. Please.
Nobody wants to put a stop to this war against drugs. Ang sinasabi namin, wag niyo kaming bigyan din ng rason para kayo i-criticize namin dahil patuloy yung patayan. Yun lang naman, ibigyan natin ng tamang paggalang ang karapatang pantao. Yun ang hinihingi natin. Hindi natin maaalis sa media na maglabas ng mga ganyang report kasi binibigyan natin sila ng rason para mag-report ng negative na na news, Pero kung patuloy yung ating paggalang dun sa tamang proseso, sa rule of law, sa due process, I don't think merong matatayo dyan at magsasabing mali ang kanyang ginagawa.
Okay, let's leave enough time for Vince Cifra. Go ahead, please.
I want to take this from a philosophical perspective. So let's try to look into the lessons of Niccolo Machiavelli. Niccolo Machiavelli said a very successful state can only be possible if there is a balance of fear and love in the society. Kasi kapag puro ka love, sobra kulang ka sa fear, aabot yan sa punto ng abuse, which is the mediocre Philippines we have now. Puro abuse. Kasi punong-puno ng love. Ngayon, kapag binawasan mo naman yung love, punong-puno ka naman ng fear, aabot ka dun sa punto ng revolution, hatred. Still, hindi pa rin stable yung ating lipunan.
Okay.
But if you balance it out, the way Duterte is doing now, he only needs our help. Mas marami pa tayong magagawa pag tinulungan natin siya. We're heading there.
Okay.
We're going there. I think, it's my personal opinion, Kamentong, if we stop now with this drugs war, it will be one of the worst things we do as Filipino citizens.
Okay. Well, umiwas kami doon sa isang love angle. Yung issue ni De Lima. Because we feel it's still in the stage of political propaganda. When it clarifies and legal issues are really raised, then we will tackle that matter. Maraming salamat po sa ating mga guests at sa inyo. And please think about these. And with these discussions, we will improve the nation. Mabuhay po and have a good weekend.